Happy birthday, Ryukishi. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Ryukishi. You know, welcome to a very El Scorcho themed episode of Higurashi.
He's not gonna let me live in peace at all for the rest.
No.
It's fucking over for me, bros.
It's actually over for him.
All right, so we got 3 left before we go to the fragments.
4.
1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Oh, we got 4 left.
We have 4 left.
Is this a wish?
Oishi.
We were prepared to respond quickly this year.
Sorry, make sure we're tapped out.
That was why we were able to start the investigation immediately by securing the crime scene. The victim was the wife of the younger brother of the Hojo couple, so she was an extremely suitable target for the 40 years curse of Oyashiro-sama. She had a horrible reputation among the locals. After the incident, everyone said she deserved to be cursed. I have a general idea of who the culprit must be. It's probably Satoshi Hojo, the innocent-looking kid. There's even a motive. The deceased abused his sister relentlessly, so this would be in revenge for that. Also, when he attended the inspection of the crime scene, he was rather frantic, yet also far too composed, as if he was totally unrelated to the incident. My intuition from many years of police work tells me that 8 or 9 times out of 10, someone who acts like that is the perp. I have no concrete proof, but if I question him and shake him up a bit, I have a feeling he'll confess. For the victim to be so beaten up, the culprit must have some blood on him as well. If we can find that, we'll have proof.
Unless she's a complete fool, I'm sure he's already gotten rid of it by now.
It might be the other way around.
If we can find anything in the place he said he disposed it in after he fesses up, then we can convince the prosecutor too.
That was pretty insignificant as a standalone. This was pretty insignificant as a standalone case. A confession from Satoshi Hojo would end it. Everyone except me must believe that. But if I look at it as a part of the series of mysterious deaths, it won't be so easy. Either the 3 families or the village, or the Sonosaki family alone, is directly involved in this. If they are the ones pulling the strings, they must have instigated Satoshi Hojo into committing this crime. If so, Satoshi Hojo is someone who knows way too much about them. The Sonosaki family's actions must remain hidden. If he could connect them to the crime, would they let him run around freely? Satoshi Hojo is a loving brother who cares very much for his sister, yet they set him up to kill his aunt as a 4th year's course. After that, they will eliminate the one person who can connect them to the crime. Satoshi Hojo is not just a simple criminal, he was set up. And after that, my suspicions were confirmed, for he abruptly vanished. He disappeared in such a puzzling way. He didn't run because he was afraid that his crime had come to light. Another culprit came into the picture. He was already arrested for a different crime, and furthermore, he died while in prison. He confessed to information only the culprit himself would have known, therefore he must be the culprit. But as he's already dead, the investigation was closed. Then Satoshi Hojo disappeared a few days after the festival.
Mountain dog moment.
It's obvious someone doesn't want Satoshi Hojo to be connected to this incident. My boss put pressure on me to close the investigation and to fire Satoshi Hojo's disappearance as a separate incident. He even handed the case over to a different section. The way this case is closing so rapidly greatly resembles the same trick used 2 years ago with the Hojo couple's accident. There's no doubt it's the work of someone who can put pressure on the police. As it happens, the Sonosaki family is the only one who can actually exert influence on the police departments here in the Hinamizawa area. They may think their trails are covered, but this points them This points towards them more clearly than anything. According to my informant, Audio Sonozaki mentioned this the 4 years curse at the family meeting and hinted that she was the one behind it all. Hinting wasn't strong evidence. There is no mistaking that Audio Sonozaki is the one pulling the strings. I know they're the ones who didn't the old man, but I just can't grab them. The principal offender is still on the loose, but I'm sure he's being sheltered somewhere by the Sonozaki family. I have to locate him and find that missing right arm. I'll return the arm to his grave and make the principal offender and the masterminds both bow down before it. However, just like Satoshi Hojo disappeared, it's possible the principal offender has already been eliminated. I bet he's already been killed and buried somewhere nobody can find. If that's the case, then that's fine. I'll make the old bag who ordered someone to kill the old man slam her forehead on the ground before his grave. This, I swear. After the 4th year's curse, people are already saying something will happen again next year. Even with all my preparations, I couldn't prevent the incident from happening this time. It's too late if something happens. I must keep my eyes on the core of the village before something takes place. There's a reason why I have to get to the bottom of this by next year. Because I'm retiring. My mother has been wanting to go back to her hometown in Hokkaido. And for a long time, she's been asking me to move there when I retire. I feel that's the least I can do for her, so I agreed to move to Hokkaido when I retire. So next year is my last chance to avenge the old man's death. It happened 4 years in a row. So more than likely there will be a 5th curse too. As a result of the series of mysterious deaths, the village has been tightly knit together since the damn protests. They are told that betrayers will be punished in the name of the curse. The masterminds, that's enough reason to continue with the series of mysterious deaths. According to the rumors, this year's victim, Beyond, was cursed because she didn't participate in the Watanagoshi festival. So there are villagers who believe that if they don't participate in next year's Watanagoshi, they'll be cursed. It'll be a huge festival next year for sure. Something will happen. The series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I will avenge the old man. I definitely will.
I love the whole thing is that, like, it's obvious that someone's doing some shit, but because the Sonozakis always claim shit that they don't do, they are the absolute perfect cover for the Idiot Institute.
It's crazy how that works, right?
Yeah, the death of his own. This fragment is not connected.
The village was in uproar. Where was this fragment, Cloud?
The death of an aunt or some shit?
This village was in uproar. The village was in an uproar because the 4th mysterious death in a row, which everyone believed would happen, actually did. Satoko-chan's aunt was killed. All the villagers feel rather satisfied about this incident, saying the curse finally fell on her for being a local troublemaker. But I know the truth. When I saw that beaten up body at the crime scene, I knew Satoshi-kun was responsible for it. Her abuse towards Satoko-chan was getting worse and worse. Satoshi-kun wanted to protect her, so he brought home a baseball bat. All the signs were there, so I didn't even need to hear it from Satoshi-kun. Yet I couldn't avoid questioning myself. I felt bad for the Hojo siblings who had no one on their side, so I tried to be their ally. In the end, I failed to be of any help to them. The phone rang. It was Satoshi-kun. He's never called me before. What happened? Does he want me to help him? If so, I will. I truly feel that way. Hello, Coat. Sorry to bother you while you're at work. Oh, don't worry. What can I do for you? I can't think of anyone else who has a car. A car? Sure, I have one. I'm in front of the toy store in Okinomiya. Not the one owned by me and Uncle, but the other one by the dentist's office. Sure, I know where it is. I found the teddy bear for Satoko's birthday, but it's too big to put on my bicycle. Too big? Ha ha ha! Satoshi-kun, how big is this teddy bear? I guess he didn't think about it and went to the toy store on his bicycle. Now he's stuck. That's so typical of him. I can't help but smile warmly. In other words, he can't carry both the bicycle and the teddy bear, so he wants me to come pick him up. I told him I'd be right over and headed to the toy store in Okinomiya. When I got there, I found that the teddy bear he bought was a lot bigger than I imagined. Oh my! Oh, this is huge! There's no way you can put this on the bicycle, huh? The teddy bear was so big that Satoshi-kun could hardly wrap his arms around it. If he puts it on his lap in the passenger seat, he won't be able to see anything. We loaded the bicycle in the back seat and stuffed the teddy bear in the trunk. Boy, it must have been expensive. Yeah, I guess. At first, I thought he was sweating because of the heat, but he's acting oddly, as if he's had a high fever and his consciousness is coming and going. What's wrong? Are you feeling okay? I guess. Well, I think I have a cold. That's not good. Do you want to swing by the clinic? I'll give you a checkup. Thank you. When he called earlier, he didn't sound this way. Did you become ill all of a sudden? Why don't you put the seat back? Is it too cold? Are you okay? His face was turning pale. I can tell he has a high fever. Satoshi-kun was pushing himself to buy this teddy bear. A teddy bear this size can't be that cheap. For him to earn this enough money in such a short period of time, he must have worked hard and on long hours. Maybe he felt relieved now that he got a teddy bear and he wanted to buy. It's not unusual for a person to collapse after reaching his big goal. I'm proud of you for earning enough money to buy such a huge teddy bear. Setsuko-chan will be so happy. I hope so. I'm sure she will be. I guarantee it. Our aunt is gone. Our uncle isn't coming back. There's nobody who can hurt her in any way anymore, right? That's right. There won't be anyone who can hurt her, so you can relax now. Our aunt is gone, right? She died, right? Yes. Yeah, she is dead. I performed the autopsy, so there can be no mistake. She'll never abuse Satoko-chan again. Are you sure? Did you really confirm that she's dead? Yeah, I sure did. So, even if I see someone who looks just like her, it's not her, right? It's not like she was actually alive and recovered, right? No, that's not possible. She'll never come back to us. Then, look, that lady, she looks like her, but that's not my aunt, right? Right? Satoshi-kun pointed at the oncoming car in fear. Of course, the car passed by so quickly that I couldn't see her face, but no matter how much she looked like her, it's impossible for her to be alive. Look at her. She looks exactly like her. She even looked at me. Calm down, Satoshi-kun. Your aunt is dead, so no matter how much she looks like her, it's not your aunt. But she looks just like her. Look, no, it must be her. That's my aunt. I killed her. I passed her head in repeatedly. Why? I could only try to stay calm and drive. Satoshi-kun is losing his cool. He's delusional. He's seeing his aunt coming back from the dead. Then I finally realize Satoshi-kun is displaying symptoms of the terminal stage. I need to examine him once I get to the clinic. It's different from Satoko-chan's case. We already have the cure. We can treat Satoshi-kun. If I talk to the mountain those, they'll take care of the murder of his aunt. So I can both save him from going terminal and give him back his peaceful days with Satoko-chan. He was deranged until a minute ago, But now he's gone quiet. He didn't fall asleep. I must get to the clinic while Satoshi-kun remains in this calm state. There's no guarantee that he won't attack me while I'm driving. As if he knows what is going through my mind, Satoshi-kun spoke to me quietly. Colt, is this the curse of Oyathiru-sama? There is no curse. Please, try to stay focused. Sadako, sorry, that's because before I bought the teddy bear, I was thinking about running away. That's why Oyathiru-sama got angry. I'm a failure as a big brother. I'm... You don't need to say anything. Close your eyes and get some rest. We'll get to the clinic soon, so I'll give you some medicine, okay? I feel like there are maggots in my blood. It is. Don't scratch! Don't claw at your throat! We arrive at the back door of the clinic. I slammed on the brakes and stopped the car. Satoshi-kun has already started to claw at his throat. I can't stop him by myself. I asked for some help through the intercom. Some staff members came out immediately. Maybe Satoshi-kun was surprised to see so many people at once because he started to resist. I don't even need to run tests. He's at L5. He's reached the terminal stage and his thoughts must be filled with delusions. Maybe he thinks that the staff members want to kill him. The staff members pinned his arms and legs down and gave him a shot to put him to sleep. Coach, please, help me. Don't worry. I'll make you better. Please, relax. Coach. Please, take care of Sadako. Please take care of Sadako. After saying those words, he fell unconscious. My, what is going on? Satoshi-kun suddenly displayed symptoms. Considering the amount of stress he's been under, it was just a matter of time. Or maybe he was holding it back until he bossed a teddy bear. It's interesting that somehow we always find a live specimen around Watanagashi. Do you think it's a curse of Oyashiro-sama? I don't have time to listen to her nonsense.
Based? We actually figured out what happened to Satoshi.
Hey,
that's crazy.
We know what happened to Satoshi.
That's fucking crazy. I genuinely never thought that we were gonna find out what happened to Satoshi. I figured Satoshi was just gonna be like a perma mystery.
Preview lots for sale.
Yeah.
It's next.
Yeah.
Finally got the lore of Satoshi. What happened to Satoshi? He's at the 88 clinic or something.
My baby boy!
I don't know what to do. Nope.
Ichiro. This is dad?
Am I his dad?
I think you're his dad. We alternate so goddamn much on this.
I think I was his dad because yes, I remember. I don't know what to do. My name is Ichiro Maebara, and I am hopelessly lost. I came to Hinamizawa on a tour to find a lot for a vacation home. When the realtor finished explaining some details, he told us to take a walk until the departure time. Such beautiful scenery and fresh air. I let my senses guide me, and here I am. Where am I? I still have a little time left before the departure, but I am completely lost. This is basically the middle of nowhere, but people actually do live here. If I keep walking, I should run into somebody, and I can ask for directions. Don't worry. As the only thing I need to keep in mind is the departure time for the bullet train.
Bullet.
But the more time passes, the more I start to think I was being too optimistic about running into somebody. Because I can't find anybody at all. Maybe I'm walking farther and farther away from where people are, in which case I'm in serious trouble. So upon hearing someone's voice, I feel immensely relieved. It sounds like little girls are playing nearby. If it's a place where little kids can play, it must be a safe village. I followed those voices. Upon rounding the wild pampas grass, I can see a beautiful field. 2 girls are playing there. The 2 girls are dancing in the field filled with blooming wildflowers. What I'm seeing is more beautiful than all of the great works of art I've ever seen put together. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but this looks holier than any religious painting. Why is it that seeing innocent girls dance around like that makes people feel this way? It's probably because we're sinners. You can't live with pleasure and glory alone. We sin, even as we live. That's why we feel awed by the sight of innocence. It reminds us of the time when we were pure. We grow up naturally, and we lose innocence as we do. And we admire and adore children who symbolize that which we've lost.
Meep. There's a suspicious person who's mumbling some weird stuff over there.
No! I hate this character!
Oh, Rika, that's not a suspicious person.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I'm not suspicious.
I'm not suspicious, followed by the most suspicious laugh.
But you've been staring at my chest and legs. Nipa
Star.
No, I'm not. Don't turn me in. I really wasn't staring. I was using this mirror to fix my hair.
Has Hanyu laughed before?
I don't know.
Because it's always like, oh. That's the read.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sure sounds interesting.
Like father, like son.
Keiichi.
The girls teased me for a while, and when they got tired of doing that, they went back to dancing around.
He can casually just see Hanyu, by the way.
You can see Hanya,
And here.
realizing that whatever I said would backfire, I decided to leave them alone and sat down to watch them play. I wonder how old they are. They seem rather young, but maybe they could be close to Keiichi's age. If we move here, Keiichi might meet them at school. If he would see them at school, then there were girls that lived here. If all the children in Hinamizawa are like them, then even if living a rural life may have some challenges, it's a good reason for us to move here. We're not very good parents.
Based.
We didn't understand what Keiichi was going through, and left him alone until the very end. According to the parenting book I bought, the first few problems are calls for help. And it doesn't matter what the action itself is, but the fact that those actions are occurring is a primitive appeal from the child seeking communication. Humans can speak, and that's one of the reasons why we don't notice such signs. We can only hear words through our ears, and we can't sense the signs coming from our son's heart. Keiichi probably thinks this is all his fault. Of course, he's not absent of blame. Humans aren't dogs or cats. We should know what's right and what's wrong. But it's our fault too, as his parents. To let him think that he had to go that far for us to be able to understand him is really pathetic and disappointing of us. If we had understood him and hadn't cornered him, Keiichi wouldn't have done that. So the incidents weren't only Keiichi's fault. Everyone in the Mayabara family was to blame. I want to explain that to him, but he's still too young and hot-headed to be able to understand. Right now, the guilt he's feeling is basically crushing him under its weight. He doesn't even have the will to live. My wife is the same. She's blaming herself for forcing him to study for better grades. She thinks that's why the incidents took place. And I'm no different. I'm blaming myself for not being involved in my son's education. I think that's why the incidents took place. The cross will be forever on our shoulders. Fuck me. The cross will be forever on our shoulders, even after the injured child accepts our apologies. Yet our cold society will tell us to die under the weight of that cross. Even so, we have to live. We have to accept our sins and carry our burdens on our shoulders. Maybe we can start a new life here in this village. I thought about all of that as I watched the girls dance. Keiichi needs friends like them. Friends like those girls will offer him so much more than the friends who only talk about cram schools and exam results. The girls are playing near a sign that doesn't fit into this open field. It's a sign about lots for sale, and the name of the realtor who brought me here for the tour is written on it. Does that mean we can live, even in this beautiful area, if we want to? One of the girls spoke as if reading my mind.
This is a wonderful village. This is a wonderful village. You'll find lots of things you don't have in a big city.
Yeah, that's right. I think so too.
But I think you'll bring some things from the city to this village that we don't have.
Do we have anything?
Sure you do.
Ow, ow. We've lived in this village for hundreds of years, just like this. Nobody comes to visit, and nothing happens. And so, nothing ever changes.
Isn't that what's good about this place?
Didn't you come here because you wanted to change something?
Yeah, you're right about that.
We want new people to come here too. It's like breaking the dam that keeps the swamp water from flowing out. Water is purified by moving, so if it stays motionless, then it's just a swamp.
In fact, this village used to be named after a swamp up until the Meiji era. But the name was changed to Hinamizawa. The water in the swamp stagnates because it doesn't flow, but the water in a stream stays fresh.
Thank you. Gorp! Thank you, honey.
Besides, you are all the ones you all are the ones who teach us that the dams can be broken, should be broken. Are they playing riddles with me?
Dude, Keiichi's dad is just sitting here and he's like,
I have no idea what they're trying to say. But there's one thing I know. The villagers are waiting for new people to come here, and they want to build a future with those newcomers. I looked at the sign behind the girls one more time, so that I'd remember this place. I've already decided.
We'll be waiting for you to move here, Mayabara.
Oh.
Oh, there you are! Sir, how did you get this far out?
A raspy voice from the distance ended this innocent moment. It's the realtor. I guess he's been looking for me because I didn't return. Sorry about that. I got lost. I apologize about scratching my head. I turned around to look for the girls, but they weren't there anymore.
excuse me, sir, why did you move here? It came to me in a dream.
The ghost of two young girls told me to.
That's wild. Shout out to Keiichi's fucking dad, dude.
Keiichi Mayabara.
Holy shit, I get to speak in this
It's
game.
Keiichi again!
That's fucking crazy. This is the school? Yeesh, this really is in the sticks.
Keiichi, don't say stuff like that. The people in this area love coming here.
That was my first impression of the Hinamizawa branch school. No matter how I look at it, it doesn't really look like a school at all. It even has signs that say Hinamizawa Forestry Service.
You're right. We're borrowing the building from the forestry service.
Said the man they called the principal as he laughed heartedly.
Holy shit, I'm also in this game.
Although it doesn't look like it, it is in fact a school. The rules may be a little different from the ones you went to previously, though. Are you okay with that? Yeah. I heard all the grades are put in the same classroom at this school. I didn't believe it, but I think it really is true. They're all younger than I am, so I guess it'll be like kindergarten. Though, it'll be interesting compared to my previous school, where everyone looked the same age. If you transfer here, you'll be the oldest boy in the class, so you'll have to be a good role model for the younger students. Specifically, Okamura-kun. And I wanted to call him Tomitake. And Tomita-kun. The younger students have the tendency to copy bad habits from the older ones. I'll be keeping my eyes on you too, so make sure you're aware of that, okay? I understand. I'll do my best.
Keiichi, what she means is that textbooks aren't the only things you'll learn from. As a member of the class and also an older student, you have to be a good example.
I know that already. I love Keiichi, man. After that, Chie-sensei brought us to an empty classroom and showed me where my desk would be. Since we're all still growing, I'm sure our sizes are very different. There are some desks that are way too small for me to even put my legs under, and also some that are just perfect for me. There are approximately 30 desks in here, but since all different grades are in the same room, I'm sure it's very likely.
Lively.
I was like, what? There's also a wall full of calligraphy and art from different grades. It's all pretty exciting, nothing like my previous school. It reminds me of the days when I truly enjoyed my school life.
I fucking love Keiichi. Dad, I like it here. I like this school better than the other one in the town.
I think my son likes it here. I want him to go to the school too.
I see. The school in Okinomiya has more
I heard the
resources.
voice fucking bounce out of your cup. Cause just of the resonance of the voice.
Is that what that was?
I think it was.
We'll move it over there. I see. The school in Okinomiya has far more resources and better teachers, though. Even while saying that, Chie-sensei looked happy to hear that a new student would be transferring into her class. My father and the teacher went back to the teacher's office to get the transfer process going. In the meantime, I decided to stay in the classroom and look around. I didn't care about the move. I'd lost the will to live because of what I did. I didn't have any willpower, and I couldn't even get out of bed. So when my parents told me about the move, I thought that wouldn't change anything. But after the move, something did change. I want to restart my life. I want to restart my life and become someone I've always wanted to be. Here in Hinamizawa and at this school, I can do that. I'm not going back to who I was. I'll never again think that good grades are the most important thing in this world. I have a feeling that I can learn the things that are really important in life here at this school. I never had the chance to learn them before now. It's almost embarrassing to put into words, but they're extremely valuable things, and if you don't learn them, you won't become a decent adult. The students at this school learned them a long time ago. To them, they're a given, yet I have to spend time learning about them even at this age. How to make friends, how to play with friends, to play. Things you can only learn from play. Things like socializing with others, etc. etc. It seems so easy, but it'll take me a while to learn them. I pushed those things aside and devoted myself to studying. I'm not trying to say studying isn't important, but you shouldn't become blinded by it. If someone says studying and good grades are the most important thing in life, he's talking bullshit! So I can restart my life here, at this school. Finally, I can become someone I've always wanted to. I noticed two girls looking at me through the window. The schoolyard must also be a playground for these children, because I saw a lot of them playing there earlier. I guess those two noticed me walking around the classroom and became curious. I guess that's natural. I'm a stranger to them. I should say hello and let them know that I'm starting... Oh, should I say hello and let them know that I'm starting school next Monday?
Finally. We've been waiting for so long.
Hanyu. Why can't you see them, man?
Oh. This will change things, because Keiichi is the 6 on the die.
Yes, he is. But his die rolls a 1 far too often.
Ow. That's not Keiichi's fault, though.
It's all your fault, Hanyu. It's because of you. Apologize to Keiichi.
Ow! Do you know my name? She said my name, didn't she? Did I hear her wrong? I've never met her before.
Nipa!
Star.
Are you a new student?
Nice to meet you. I'm Keiichi Mayabara. I'm starting next Monday. Take care of me, okay?
Oh, Star. Sure thing.
Here's a message from you, Keiichi, from the Shrine Maiden of the Furude Shrine. On your first day, be careful when you come through the door in the classroom. Also, there will be a thumbtack on the back of your chair. There'll be a toy frog in your desk, too.
But even with this warning, you fall for it again and again. Your Monday is gonna be disastrous. Poor Keiichi.
That's why it's fun. Why don't you try overcoming that fate sometime? You'll be the one to teach us that. In one of the many worlds, right?
Huh? Huh?
Huh?
I fucking love Keiichi. I'll be reminded of the prophecy made by the two girls next Monday. Because of the actions of a snaggle-toothed girl. I'll realize it too late though. But I like it here. My name is Keiichi Mayabara. This is my new beginning, and this time, I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest. I've been missing out so much, but I'm gonna learn all of those things here. I'm gonna absorb all of it. And I'll become someone I've always wanted to become. It may take a very long time, but I'll definitely do it.
Let's fucking go.
I love Keiichi.
love Gagey.
So that's
That's it. We got them all except for the fragments. An invitation to an
so. I assume it's an invitation to the end, June 1983, and then everything else, right?
I think so.
Okay. Call Sea Urchin, check. Big Teddy Bear, check. She needs moral support.
Grandfather's articles were trampled on.
Are you telling me Sadako never got the bear because Takano fucking egoed it? Are you kidding me? What a freak!
We have proof as clear as the pathogen causing. We have proof as clear as the pathogen causing Hinamizawa syndrome. So why can't they believe in its life cycle? Because they've never heard of that before? Because they can't imagine it? Because there's no way something so absurd could be true? Don't tell me that. I can't bring myself to care about the limits of those commoners' understanding. Why can't anyone believe in the truth of my grandfather's article? Why can't anyone believe the truth of my grandfather's article, which has been proven by the EDA Institute? Why do people continue to believe that humans are a special existence? Humans are simply a species of animal. When various parasites that control their animal hosts exist, how can people declare parasites that use humans as their hosts don't? Wait, this isn't the problem. Not at all. Because everyone believed my grandfather's article up to now. Isn't that why the Ministry of Health and Defense Agency lent me their assistance? But out of nowhere, they turned cold. In other words, every bit of their help was because Uncle Koizumi had my back. So nobody actually read my grandfather's article. They just pretended to in order to make Uncle Koizumi happy. What is the meaning of everything I've done until today? I thought I'd achieved something. But what have I really accomplished? I don't know what's going on, and all I can do is wallow in grief. The more I think about it, the more I no longer understand the meaning of my own life. Didn't Mio Takano devote her life to being useful for her grandfather? Then I haven't done anything for him at all. Count 3 with my grandfather and I. Count 3 with my grandfather, and I go on to count 4. What a crazy thing to say. No. If I let my mind wander, doubt myself and my life will slip. What? Oh, if I let my mind wander, doubt about myself and my life will slip in. So I'm just going to fill the gap of my heart with alcohol. Is it that strange to presume the existence of something that can influence human thoughts? It's true that that Hinamizawa syndrome isn't the actual cause of ideology. The best it can do is drive people mad. Socialism or capitalism doesn't originate with it. In the era my grandfather was living, you couldn't talk about the world without ideology. The article came from that time and age, so some of its inferences may be exaggerated or biased, but there's no reason to deny its foresight. You can't simply say it's crazy and push it aside. Besides, the most important thing they ignored is the fact that Rika Furude, the Queen Carrier, holds the fate of the village in her hands. My grandfather had predicted the importance and danger of the Queen Carrier since beginning his research on Hinamizawa syndrome. But the hypothesis of the infected community collapsing into madness if the Queen Carrier dies is a Pandora's box that can't be proven. It can only be confirmed after Rika Furude's death, and if she dies, it'll be too late. But there's no mistake that Rika Furude is the Queen Carrier, and a very special existence. It's clear from the various experiments we performed that she has a special influence on infected villagers. Her death could really could trigger the collapse of the entire village. There's no mistake. My grandfather predicted it. To say all of that sounds like a comic book. It's just too cruel. For them to call the various preparations we've made to protect her in a fictional project that was used to tunnel funds. What I'm doing now is simply what my grandfather was going to do. Therefore, insulting my research is the same as insulting my grandfather. According to my grandfather's article, the first thing that needs to be done when researching the syndrome is to protect the queen carrier. Yet they ridiculed that more than anything else. The more I think about it, the more their words stick in my memory. I can almost hear their voices and can't stop myself from covering my ears. I'm sure the members of the board of directors think I'm crazy. I was trying to petition for the EDA Institute to not be shut down, but it backfired. The members must think that Hinamizawa syndrome is some kind of joke, and I'm sure they'll push even harder now to put a stop to our research. If that happens, I would have to go back to researching as an individual. In other words, the same as what my grandfather did. There's a limit to what an individual can do. It's doubtful if I would even be able to go back to researching it individually. Once the EDA Institute is disbanded, everyone is obligated to keep it confidential until we die. I signed a contract to that extent. That's not just a simple promise. If I were to break it, a special unit like the Mountain Dogs would come after me and ensure that I keep everything confidential. Even if that doesn't happen, the EDA Institute is to eradicate the syndrome within a few years, and to bury every trace of it, including the results of our research. This isn't the normal process of research and treatment. They want to pretend nothing ever happened to begin with. I wanted to continue and complete my grandfather's work, but what's happening now will result in the complete opposite. I'm actually helping to eliminate my grandfather's hard-earned research from this world. A treatment has been created already. Although EDA is as passionate as I am about developing a cure, he's not particularly interested in any other aspect of our research. I hate to admit it, but he has more experience and talent than I do. I'm sure he'll come up with a plan for eradicating Hinamizawa syndrome within 3 years as requested by the new board of directors. And that board of directors will provide just enough funds to bury the syndrome. EDA will do that happily, just like the time when he disposed of all the research data on test medicine H170, as was requested. All I can do is passively hinder them, just like they did me while watching the Hinamizawa syndrome get eradicated. And when everything is over, I will finally complete an article in which it's destined to be destroyed. Should I kill myself with thoughts of it in my head so I can at least present the article to my grandfather?
Based?
He won't be happy even if I did that. On the contrary, he'll be disappointed in me for throwing the research he spent half his life on down the drain. He won't embrace me, I know that for sure. I wanted to reveal Hinamizawa syndrome to the world. I wanted the world to acknowledge my grandfather's masterpiece. I wanted to carve his name in history and promote him as a god. My grandfather waited, believing that day would come, and he must be patiently waiting still, even after entering his eternal sleep. But I ruined it. I wanted him to become a god. I was going to become a god myself, too. Then we'll be together forever, and I'll never have to be alone. If I become a god, God won't test me. There won't be any unhappiness. There won't be a sudden train accident. My grandfather won't go away, nor will Uncle Koizumi. I'll never have to go back to being alone. I am alone. I have no allies. I was just dancing in ecstasy on a stage without anybody watching. I had only just realized that there was no applause, but only ridicule. No, it's doubtful that there was actually anyone in the audience to begin with. My parents died, my grandfather died, and then Uncle Koizumi died. 3 times had God toyed with me with the rolls of the dice. I thought I overcame each of those trials with my own strength, but I didn't. I was protected by a new guardian each time, and this time, I have no guardians left to protect me. When I first arrived in Hinamizawa, I had every intention of challenging God and kicking him off his throne. But now, forget challenging God. I'm just a loser being played with. Suddenly, I suddenly can't find it within myself to care about anything. Because if I cared, I'd be swallowed by sadness. Soaking my heart in alcohol is all I can do to forget about everything. A luxurious black car abruptly stopped in front of me. Stopped next to me.
Good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, okay. I became sober immediately. As cars like that remind me of the time when I was captured after escaping from the orphanage. Suspicious-looking men in black suits and sunglasses got out from the car. I realized it instantly. They must have been sent by one of my clients. Being involved in the development of a biological weapon, being the main person responsible for it, and on top of that, being mentally unstable. They obviously don't want me walking around freely. They're going to abduct me, seal me in concrete, and erase my existence. Or so I thought. I expected them to grab me and shove me into the car, but surprisingly, they bowed deeply to me instead. Are you the vice administrator of the Iri Institute, Major Mio Takano? Normally, yes. I'm just a drunk loser at the moment, though. There is someone who would like to meet with you. Could you please come along with us? Even if I refuse, you're going to take me along anyway, right? I'll be killed anyway. I can't make my grandfather's wish come through, even if I live. Cynical thoughts like that ran through my head. Then the person in the back seat said, "This is you."
Milfazaki?
No.
Oh. Who is it?
New character.
Oh, it's a new character?
Femo.
Femoid?
Femoid. Sneaky femoid. So.
I'm running out of women.
You got this, I'm sure. Think about the situation. What kind of fucking person would be sitting inside of a black car?
Milfazaki? But I already used her voice.
Mm-hmm.
No audio. No Hanyu. No Sadako.
Just try something.
I'm thinking of something to try that I haven't done already. That's especially getting towards like the end of these fucking games when you have to do a new voice. It sucks.
Try to find a new one.
I have like
Practically impossible.
8 fucking games of voices already.
A suspicious lady in a black car where goons came out.
I'm a suspicious lady in a black car. It's fucking Kuma.
It's just Kuma guy.
It's just Kuma guy. I'm a suspicious lady in a black car. That's Sadako without a lisp.
They're all just your voice, but you're adding something to them. So
can I get a
pick something.
Burger? Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I kind of want to do phone guy. But phone guy is not appropriate here. You didn't tell me I was going to be doing a new voice today.
I didn't. No.
I had to cook, I don't have time to cook.
Well, you got a microwave. Just fucking beep, beep, beep. Real quick. Beep, beep. All right, your voice is ready, right?
Hell no. I can't do Shion. I've already done Shion, because Shion is already... No, but Shion is like Kei-chan. She's not bougie. Do I have a bougie voice?
I mean, it's
I don't think I have a main character that's bougie.
kind of Milfazaki, but you can use it.
No,
You can
but
try it.
Milfazaki.
Oh yeah, true.
Milfazaki. Yeah. No.
Oh, the rich wine of the location.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do.
Do that.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
We're going to be obnoxiously a snob. We won't force you, but I'm sure we can help.
I've never met this young woman before.
Young woman.
She must be around my age. She knows about the EDA Institute, so she must be somehow connected. She must be somehow connected to my clients. She's too young to be one herself. I bet a client who doesn't want to expose himself sent her. Even if I live, I can't make my grandfather a god. I can't be a god myself either. Who cares about where a loser like me gets killed anyway?
Do you know how funny this is gonna be if it's alt dimension Takano?
I made up my mind and got into the back seat. As soon as I got in, the luxurious car smoothly took off. Silence filled the car for a time. They're the ones that invited me. I don't have to say anything myself.
Yeah, okay.
Long time no see. Though I'm sure you don't remember, we met in passing at Koizumi-sensei's funeral.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry, I don't remember. There are so many people at that funeral, I can't recall any of them. But why is that what she's opening with? Does that mean she belongs to the Koizumi faction?
Koizumi-sensei was very active as one of the opinion leaders during the post-war restoration. You can't begin to talk about the way the country is today without mentioning his accomplishments. When we were rebuilding the country from the burnt fields after the war, our nation's supporters were united, but unfortunately it's hard to say that now. As our time of peace grew longer, and we started seeing the generation who didn't remember the burnt fields become key national figures, we saw a decline in those who understood the noble intentions we started with. As the final remaining member of those noble men, Koizumi-sensei was the central pillar guiding us into the 21st century.
After his death, the Koizumi faction quickly fell. As a result, other factions are extending their influence, leading everything to become quite a mess, right? I heard these things from Jiro-san.
Flash.
It really is no difference from the Sengoku. It really is no different from the Sengoku era, when a lord or a military leader died back then. The struggle to become his successor brought chaos to the nation. This country hasn't changed for hundreds of years.
Exactly. Unfortunately, while we built peaceful Japan into a comfortable place to live, the noble intentions that guided us from the outset have been forgotten. Right now, various factions are fighting in Tokyo over the seat left behind by Koizumi-sensei. If Koizumi-sensei and the others deceased servicemen ever found out about this, they'd be so disappointed.
Sorry.
He bonked me.
What does that have to do with me?
Aren't you the biggest victim of all of this? I think you've had enough experiences with sudden shifts in the wind, haven't you?
It's true that our research began because the Koizumi sensei's support, but the pressures we face under the anti-Koizumi faction have been tempestuous and cold. Maybe for them, every project that Koizumi sensei left behind is an eyesore, regardless of what the project is. In other words, that simply means they're rejecting the research itself, doesn't it? Come to think of it, something like this happened to my grandfather too. Back then, Koizumi brought authorities from various fields to see him. They talked down to my grandfather, despite the praise they'd given earlier. Koizumi-sensei told me that the masterminds were responsible for that.
It's still not too much of a stretch to say that your research into Hinamizawa syndrome is the #1 leader in terms of funding, organization, and so forth in terms of projects with an alphabet project. Therefore, it's been made into a scapegoat by those people who want to monopolize the interests of the project.
A scapegoat?
What I mean is that your research into Hinamizawa syndrome isn't what they rejected. What's important to them isn't the content, but the faction leading the project. I wanted to tell you that today.
In the end, I'm just a sacrificial goat put up for everyone to see, huh? It doesn't matter what I research. The only thing they care about is that we belong to the Koizumi faction.
That's correct. The faction in control is like the direction of the wind. Sometimes it's a tailwind, and sometimes it's a headwind. Unfortunately, once the direction changes, it's not easy to turn it back around.
So you're saying it won't be easy to bring my hostile clients back?
That's correct. The Alphabet Project has taken over completely. All of the directors have been replaced, and they're only interested in fulfilling their own desires. From the very beginning, they had no intentions of listening to your explanation.
I crossed my knees, remembering that humiliating day.
Let me change the subject for now. What would you consider the objective of your research, Takano-san?
Huh? That is to fulfill my intellectual curiosity.
Isn't it the promise you made with the late Dr. Takano, who you looked up to as your grandfather?
Well, that's surprising. Koizumi Sensei once told me that this fact could become a hindrance, so I've never told any of my clients about it. How did she find out? If they know that, maybe they know a lot more about us than I think. Where did you hear about that?
Koizumi-sensei told me.
What?
We're not your enemies. Please relax. We're here to help you.
I don't know who she really is, but I know she's here because she wants something from me. So what is it that she wants? She knows about the relationship between my grandfather and me, so I can't be careless.
But in order for us to help you, we need to have you tell us the truth. In other words, we want you to be honest.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
What is your true purpose in researching Hinamizawa syndrome?
To have my grandfather's masterpiece acknowledged for what it is, and have him become a god.
Isn't it to have the world acknowledge the late Dr. Takano's research, and to get revenge against those who trampled upon and looked down on the articles your grandfather wrote with all his heart?
I'm reaching the limit of not letting my surprise show on my face. How much does this woman know about me? In the first place, who is she? How does she know everything I'm thinking? I can't admit that out loud in any case. I have appearances to consider. But while this elegant woman is wearing an angelic smile, she laughed with a devil's seductive whisper, several times better at it than I am. A simple smile and a devilish grin are completely different. And an ordinary smile means goodwill, but a malicious smirk means the complete opposite. This woman can read my deepest thoughts, and while doing so, she's testing me to see how honest I can be with her. Whether I can tell her the truth or not isn't the issue here. She's testing me to see if I can trust her enough to confess everything.
If I've completely misunderstood, please forgive me. We'll take you to the nearest train station. That'd be Gogura Station, wouldn't it?
Well,
On the other hand, if what I'm saying is somewhere close to what you're feeling, I think we can help each other. What do you think, Mio Takano-san?
I can't say anything in reply, but I think that simply remaining silent might also be an answer. I want to hear what she wants from me. I've always phrased my objectives. My objective is some vague idea of turning my grandfather into a god. But she's just taught me that what my true objective is. I want to get revenge for my grandfather's suffering. I want those people to fight over the right to read the article they once trampled on and mocked. I want them to believe, no, to worship every single word my grandfather left behind. That is my true objective. This woman has stated out loud that which I have only whispered within myself. She even asked me if she was correct. Is this woman an angel or a devil? If I am a human, is she in existence above me?
Your misfortune was that you didn't understand your true objective. That's why you couldn't achieve anything. You set an abstract goal, like uncovering the mysteries of Hinamizawa syndrome, which could never be achieved, so you couldn't help but to question the meaning of your own life. Isn't that right?
That's wrong. Your actual...
Oh, yeah. That's wrong. Your actual objective, your earnest dream isn't so abstract. Can you imagine? Just think of this scene. The true leaders of this nation are reading your grandfather's article. While shocked at its contents, they believe all of it without even a hint of doubt. These people humbly read the article with footprints on its back. They express their respect at the insightfulness of his research and tremble in fear at its implications. What do you think? Were you able to imagine it?
This is my first time envisioning something like this. And yet it's been my dream all along.
Your grandfather is the one who named it Hinamizawa syndrome, yes? That name will echo in every corner of this nation and will be carved into eternity.
Carved into eternity. For all time.
Indeed. Your grandfather's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Isn't that the dream you've devoted your whole life to realizing?
My grandfather's masterpiece will be remembered forever. Remembered forever.
And yet, those pigs who couldn't understand turned your dreams into a sacrifice, simply because of factional conflicts of interest. They're even trying to trample it into the ground, just like how they kept trampling on your grandfather's article. See? You must be full of regret. The data you've worked so hard for is indeed the same as the article your grandfather did his best to produce. You can't forgive the people who laughed at it. You can't forgive those pigs who ridiculed your grandfather's masterpiece, right? Aren't I right? Oh, I know I am. But you didn't think about that, because you're so kind as to not know how to condemn people. See?
An indescribable emotion is filling me, making me feel like I'm suffocating. The sensation of being cautious and calm, of trust and mistrust, all blending together. My heart is beating fast and my fingertips are shaking. Why am I at peace? Is it because she reminded me of my true dream, that I couldn't express with my own words until now? Is it because she made me aware of the anger within myself? Why am I hesitant? Is it because she reminded me of things I've never told anyone until now? No, those are the things I've never told even myself.
Hey, Mio-san. If what I'm saying isn't wrong, but is, in fact, completely true, I know I can help you with both your dream and revenge. What's the matter? Are you feeling alright? If that's the case, I shouldn't keep you. We'll take you to the nearest station.
No. A small noise leaked pathetically out of my mouth, like a child apologizing for a prank.
Did you say something?
I know she heard me. The woman smiled, trying to make me say it again. That's not it. I'm doing perfectly fine.
I'm glad. Let's continue then.
If that is, in fact, my dream, then what can you do?
I'll help you with both of your vengeances. One is revenge for your grandfather. We will make those people who ridiculed your grandfather's article humbly take it into their hands once again. The ones they violated. The other revenge is against the board of directors for trampling over your research simply because of their factional conflicts. Revenge against the filthy pigs who tried to stomp on not only your work, but on your life as well.
Getting revenge against the board of directors by having them read my grandfather's article.
We'll be honest with you too. We're helping you because our interests are the same. We can't allow the project that Koizumi-sensei established for the sake of Japan's future be eaten up by these lowlifes after his death. If we had more power, we wouldn't have allowed that scum to become involved at all. However, the winds started blowing in different directions, and the project can no longer express Koizumi-sensei's ideals. It has become a pigsty for them to satisfy their own desires. Koizumi-sensei, who gave them the name Alphabet Project, would not have wished for it to remain this way. The project should have been shut down the minute it deviated from his ideals.
So you're trying to make the sacrificial sheep of the factional conflict into a wolf, are you?
If you choose to keep your grandfather's article hidden away in your heart, then I won't force you.
No, I won't let that happen. I don't mind falling to the ground myself, but at least my grandpa's article.
Don't you want to make the article that represents you and your grandfather's lives into something that will last forever? After all, that is your dream, isn't it?
That's right. That's my reason to live.
We'll give you a chance to make your dream come true.
On the night I decided I was a loser in life and drowned myself in tears and alcohol after being abandoned by everything, I met someone who could be an angel or a devil. Is this divine salvation or the devil's seduction? I fought with the board of directors regarding the continuation of our research, but that was completely off target. That wasn't my true goal. My objective isn't to continue researching Hinamizawa syndrome. I have to make the world acknowledge my grandfather's research as a masterpiece. Somehow, the method for achieving that swapped places with my objective and caused me to misunderstand myself. The purpose of my life isn't to continue my grandfather's research. It's to get revenge and repay them for my grandfather's suffering. That's what this woman is saying. She's promising to make my grandfather's research eternal. She's also promising an opportunity to take revenge against those who laughed at it. When Uncle Koizumi died, I thought God was playing dice with my fate. But my unshakable conviction gathered together a power stronger than God's die. So maybe this meeting happened for a reason. Curse you, God. You're testing me again. I will overcome the death of Uncle Koizumi. I will make my grandfather an eternal existence by taking revenge against the God who tested me. I will, for certain. I will take my revenge.
Goodness.
I'm telling you, bro, it's future Takano.
It's future Takano.
I'm telling it is Takano talking to alt timeline Takano. I'm telling you, bro. Ain't nobody that crazy, ain't nobody that delusional, ain't nobody that frightening but Takano.
I don't know what we got June 1983, fragment of
Yeah, and then fragment of every other
Oni
game.
with Watanagashi, Tadari Goroshi, Himatsubushi, Megagashi, Tsumehoroboshi, Minagoroshi,
And
Matsuribayashi.
Matsuribayashi.
Alright, I guess like one more?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we doing this?
Yeah, we can do
All right.
June 1983.
Oh, here we go.
With this, do I have all the pieces lined up for 1983? It sure is a hard and exhausting job just lining up the pieces for the month of June. But finally, I'm at the start line, beginning from zero at last. Yet, seeing all these colorful fragments together, I realized just how many sentiments were intertwined around June 1983. I used to think that thoughts of people with no relation to me were useless, but I was wrong. Rika Furude did her best to overcome the fate of June in 1983. She did two things. One was to get in touch with the EDA Institute because she knew it would protect her, she would be protected there. Ironically, Takano from the EDA Institute was the one who wanted to kill her, but it was the best move for her at the time. The other was to ensure that the Mayabara family moved to Hinamizawa. It actually wasn't certain that the Mayabara family would move there. They first decided to move here when the father felt something sentimental at the sight of us on the day he came to view the properties for sale. Therefore, it was necessary for us to play in that field. It was the trigger for the Mayabar family's move. I think this is actually Hanyu.
No, I was gonna say, this is 100% Hanyu. Oh yes, my favorite Hanyu monologues.
It took me so long to find that out though. After turning various conditions on and off repeatedly, I finally realized that meeting Keiichi's father at that field was the cause. Mayabara Keiichi is a very important key for breaking Rule Z, one of the chains that was binding me.
See, but then now it's saying rules.
It might have been Hanyu the entire time.
I don't know.
He is the fresh air that's powerful enough to break all the old and evil customs in this village. He created many opportunities, but he also provided me with an important clue by letting me know that a strong conviction and the will to believe
No,
is...
this is not Hanyu. It's talking from the perspective of.
Rika's talking third person.
When she said no. So the reason I thought it was Hanyu is because it was Rika's third person and the dancing in the field. It's like, wait a minute. But then it's talking,
alright,
but it's still talking from the perspective of Rika Furude,
Yeah.
Gorp Rika.
Yeah, I got you.
Should I start from the top?
Yeah, just start at the bottom.
Mayabara Keiichi was a very important key for breaking Rule Z, one of the chains that was binding me. He's the fresh air that's powerful enough to break all the old and evil customs in this village. He created many opportunities, but he also provided me with the important clue by letting me know that a strong conviction and the will to believe is what's important in standing up against a powerful fate. But I wasn't the only one who wanted him here. People in the Sonozaki family who wanted to wipe out the nastier traditions of the village also wished for him. Mion Sonozaki vowed to herself to protect Sadako and Satoshi because she was very much bothered by how irrational the treatment of the Hojo family was. And on the night Satoshi Hojo disappeared, she exploded at Odio Sonozaki and voiced her true feelings. Odio Sonozaki understood. Odio herself had come to understand the wicked customs of the village and had been wanting to do something about it. But she didn't have the power to do it herself, so she entrusted it to the fresh air that was blowing in from the outside. That was why the lots went on sale. That was why the lots went on sale, so the Mayabara family could move in. Even if I danced in that field, if Odio hadn't put the lots on sale, Keiichi wouldn't have come. And Rena Ryugu, who provided many important opportunities for Keiichi Mayabara, was saved by returning to Hinamizawa after a deep emotional trauma of her parents' divorce sent her into a terminal condition. Keiichi Mayabara's wish to restart his life was the same wish Rena Ryugu had a year prior. Maybe that's why Rena was able to understand Keiichi. It's like the miracle where one can recognize moments in a certain fragment from another fragment. If they can use the lessons learned from one fragment, then humans won't make those mistakes. The game pieces will make their best moves, and the chances of winning this game of June of 1983 will rapidly increase. In other words, Rena Ryugu makes extremely important moves on this game board without realizing it. The mighty Rule Z that surrounded the Hojo siblings was eventually smashed by their actions. Of course, Sadako overcoming herself was also a big help. Their hands met only because they reached from both sides. Keiichi and Rena are the ones who taught me that. Mion is the one who made it possible for them to move here, and she also helped me to become familiar with the village. That's not all. Irie is also an important piece with significant functions of his own. Feeling sympathy for Sadako, he is the most influential piece on the board we call Hinamizawa Syndrome. His existence is capable of defeating Rule X. Keiichi and Rena's determination and subsequent awakening taught us that it was possible to fight against Rule X, but they didn't defeat it. Defeating Rule X requires the existence of Irie, who has the strong will to discover a cure for the syndrome. I didn't know Irie held this many thoughts within him. I always thought he was rather absent-minded, but he's in fact an important and powerful piece. So if we gather all this power, can we win against Takano's will? I've seen Takano's thoughts too. Sadly, her will is strong and can't be easily broken. It's no wonder our fate in June 1983 had been so hard to shake, no matter how hard we fought. The sentiments we've been turning towards it pale in comparison to how many she's brought into it. The weight of our game pieces are different, because I've given up on fighting while she has been risking her life to fight on. I've spent time sulking and drinking wine to escape from reality. I must be a very light piece indeed. See?
Okay, yeah, it's Suika, yeah.
I can't win against Takano with what I have so far. I need more pieces to be able to win. The officer Oishi once showed the possibility of becoming a strong ally. But he's under the misunderstanding that the Sonozaki family caused the death of his dear friend. So until that gets resolved, he won't be of any help. I don't know how I can resolve that misunderstanding, but I just have to believe in it and keep throwing the die. Just like Keiichi and Rena constitute a chance to change fate, maybe Akasaka has the power to create a chance as well. The curse of 1983 is tied to the curse of Hinamizawa. A curse can't be broken by inner power alone. It takes power from the outside as well. Both sides have to reach out, otherwise the hands won't meet, just like what happened with Sadako. But Akasaka has never come to our aid. Even if he did, it was always too late. Too late. Far too late. But if I keep throwing the die, will Akasaka's game piece eventually appear? The final rule, Rule Y, involves the evil masterminds who are using Takano as their own game piece. To defeat them, I need a very strong opponent for her. And the only one I can think of is none other than Akasaka from the police headquarters in Tokyo.
Nah, but for real though, if anyone's busting it open, it's the feds.
There are more pieces who would lend me their power. I need to gather them all, otherwise I can't win against Takano. The preparation of the game board is complete, but I need more pieces. It's only the beginning.
Well then, we've gathered all of those fragments.
This next chapter is about to bang, dude. Or sorry, next recording sesh, where we go through all the fucking games and everything. This shit's about to go hard.
Okie dokie.
I can't wait for Akasaka to actually be relevant again.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Until next mutation.